I left the sex trade when my daughters were 4 and 8. I knew that I must make changes to be the mom and the person I wanted my daughters to grow up to be. At age 4, I played in this hole in the driveway in Fresno, California. My little sister was just born, and I would rebuild my family, my home, my life, by scooping all the fine dirt out and then shoveling it back in, for what seemed to be a very long time. Mid-70s, at age 8, I laid on my back looking up to the sky and releasing all of my worries into the baggage department, and imagined the plane landing and my worries became unclaimed luggage that doesn't belong to anyone. This is how I practice resiliency to escape my reality. By age 15, my imagination wasn't enough. I began acting out. I was drinking 40 ounces of Old English, stealing my dad's weed, and selling it to buy more alcohol and weed. I'd overdose and be transported to the ER. They'd pump my stomach and send in social workers, and all they would ever say is, "What's wrong with you? Why are you here again, Kim?" Little did they know, if only they would have asked what happened to me. I was kept in private Catholic schools for structure because my parents thought tough love was a way to reform my behavior. I was pissed. I was acting out. I cut up furniture and broke their things. I needed my parents. They weren't even there. I needed nurturing, not the pain. The perceived structure of activities and discipline was thought to replace safety and nurturing in the home. I had to deal with his disgusting drunkenness every night, and my mom's hysteria in the mornings. They did an intervention and asked me to write a letter to my father, but we had secrets in our family, and they told me what to write. Their truth wasn't my truth. I ran away to avoid the structure of my household in the way they wanted to define me, and I was going to figure it out for myself. Police officers found me, and I would beg them not to take me home. The DCFS office just had me in these dark, empty spaces, waiting to find out where they would take me. And once I found out where it was, I ran again. It was no different from where I came from. There were all these expectations of how you're supposed to be well with no example of what that's supposed to look like. It wasn't home. I wasn't going there. I left their offices in the CD district, a naive young Redmond Catholic girl, zigzagging through the blocks to avoid the Lincolns and the Cadillacs circling me like lions do their prey. Pimps, trying to catch young girls. I ran afraid. Little did I know one day I would feel like this lifestyle would be the way to be safe, protected, accepted, and some sense of belonging. Now I'm in control of who does what, when, why, and how. I wanted to believe that I was choosing the lifestyle of prostitution, to be the ultimate actress. Glamour, adrenaline, self-reliance, assaults, rapes, kidnappings, guns, knives, jails, never homeless, hungry, or alone. Last week, my dad found out he has terminal cancer. He wants to put the past in the past before he expires. How timely. It's too late. I have already forgiven him. The past no longer has a hold on me. The generational cycle is interrupted. This cycle of trauma, use, and abuse from my childhood continued until my children were 4 and 8 when I left the lifestyle. I found safety. I had 3 jobs. I went to school, and I would do whatever it would take to take care of my daughters and be the best at whatever I put my mind to. I got a microcomputer specialist degree, but 15 years later, I find myself working as a family peer support specialist, helping families avoid the same pitfalls I once went through. You never have to apologize for your childhood. Your truth is the truth. But you do have to apologize to your children. And ultimately, I want my daughters to forgive me for the mistakes I made in their childhood. I always loved them. I live for them and my grandchildren today. My journey continues on with awesome celebrations of freedom, and I am surrounded by incredibly passionate people who share their stories, lift their voices, and continue to break generational cycles of abuse and trauma.